Usually when I start out these showcase runs, I say something along the lines of, this is a pretty straightforward, easy-to-use weapon. Well, that is definitely not the case with the War Javelin. This thing is weird and actually pretty difficult to use. Throw it out, impales enemies, extra damage if you hit them against walls, but you also need to go recollect it to be able to use it again. And in this latest patch, if you activate it, you teleport to it, giving it some extra functionality, but also making it a little bit more difficult to use. So I gotta say right now, I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna be building around this one. But hey, that's all the more reason to be using it, right? I mean, with this sort of big change up in this latest update and just how little I've happened to use the War Javelin prior to this, it's only fitting that I try to make something happen with it at this point. So I think that the idea is going to be that I'm going to want to use it as a secondary type of weapon. It does not really seem like something that you want to make your primary damage source, just because you do have to recollect it, or you have to worry about teleporting all around whenever you want to use it again, which is going to make it, I don't know, pretty rough, especially when it comes to using it in like boss fights. Although the whole teleporting mechanic can be used for, not only some speedrunning purposes, but also like maybe dodging purposes as well. Hey, it's starting to get pretty stressful in here. Teleport away. Of course, that was also the same sort of thing that I said about, oh man. That was also the same sort of thing that I said about like Phaser and the original version of the meat skewer. And those things never worked out like that in my favor, so I don't know how much usage I'm going to get out of it. The other thing I'm thinking about is that if I am going to be using it as kind of like a secondary type of damage source, then maybe the best thing to do would be to try and get like some sort of damage over time, whether it's like a fire or poison as an affix on there. Not the easiest thing to do, those ones are pretty rare, but it's like, it could be a good source of extra damage, especially late in the run, so that'll be something to look for. It's also one of the more successful runs that I have had with the War Javelin, was trying to get 2 of the Javelin to have like poison on it, and then using Wolf Trap to get a ton of extra damage is sort of a pseudo damage over time run. And although that just generally doesn't work very well for the, oh boy, this is going to be a problem. And although that generally doesn't work very well unless you're using like an actual damage over time weapon, the damage over time that you get off of the, there we go. The damage over time that you get off of the affixes, like causes bleed, causes poison, causes fire, generally does not tend to be the best damage source. It still worked out pretty well nonetheless. Now, I don't really have the ability to use 2 javelins at the same time anymore, but, oh, well, speaking of getting poison on there, that'll be something to start with. It could just be like, kind of your ace in the hole. Like, throw this out here, big opening attack, and then kind of go from there as the battle goes. You can use it as a teleport away, you can wait until you can use it again for extra damage. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here, but to be honest, I have not really used the War Javelin all that much. It just seemed, it was just too difficult to use in a lot of runs, especially having to worry about trying to recollect it. Though with the whole teleporting mechanic, it should be a lot easier. It's just still, is it going to be better for anything except for maybe like your basic speedrunning? That's to be decided. Well, anyway, as it is, I suppose I should probably, if nothing else, take advantage of the really good speedrunning potentiality this thing has. Forget about like running through areas and everything, just like throw this out. And then not even worry about fighting enemies, even less than I usually do. And I usually don't worry too much about fighting enemies. I told you before. I even just did that recent run with the Extinctionist thing and everything like that. It doesn't really matter too much if you're trying to attack everything that you possibly can. You really don't get all that much for it. If any zombie is carrying anything very good, you'll know because it'll have a star above its head. So, yeah, there's not, unless I'm really going for like the kill doors and everything, I am perfectly fine just running through everything. And besides, you think that with the amount of things I killed in the last run, well, I suppose that wasn't the last run, but the previous run, there would be a lot less zombies around here anyway. But that's how zombies work. You can never get rid of them. Never. Regardless of what you do. Sure, they're just slow, shambling corpses that have absolutely no self-preservation instincts and usually congregate in very large open areas. It's like, well, they're just impossible to get rid of. There's so many thousands of them. Man. You'd think that, especially with... all you need to do is just occasionally pick off some dudes. Everything with like a zombie movie, I usually think that I'm much more afraid of like the idea that, hey, society has collapsed than there's corpses around here. Even if they're like really fast zombies, they still attack on sight every single time. Yep, that's good. They still attack on sight every single time. So like how difficult would it really be to get rid of that? Whatever. You know how. Basically, this is another one of those things that I've been thinking about because, as I'm sure you probably know, recently The Last of Us Part 2 came out, and I've been watching a playthrough of Days Gone. That's right, the old bait and switch. That game is... I mean, yeah, yes, I know, excuse me, streamer, they're called freakers, but still, it's like, that game doesn't really seem too bad, but boy, howdy, is it real bland. Like, I gotta say, I don't think there is anything that game, at least from what I've seen of it, I don't think there's anything that game is gonna throw at me to try and convince me that Deacon St. John's quest to go and find out whatever happened to his wife is going to interest me in just about any way. Well, hey, if I get up against the wall, I can easily take out enemies. I guess that's gonna be something that I try to do. Like, really buddy up to a wall and see if that works? Ugh. I'll take the broadsword. I actually would like to use the reworked vampirism right now, but at the same time, I don't really have the DPS to start rallying up all that health, at least as easily as I would like to. Shovel is not really a big damager. It's more like just a big stunner, and that's good for keeping enemies in place, not good for dealing the huge amount of DPS you need to make that work. Yeah, I mean, I think like the one thing that I do really like about Days Gone is the way that, yes, they are actually... people aren't just, like, wallowing in misery, and they are actually trying to rebuild society. Even a character saying, like, hey, the freakers ain't gonna be around forever. We gotta start thinking about, like, agriculture and rebuilding society. And it's like, hey, that's nice. That was always something that I complained about with the Fallout series. Or, well, I mean, even though I've never actually played the Fallout series on the channel or whatever, I still occasionally mention that. Like in the Nier Automata playthrough, where it's just like, man, it's been 200 years. Why is the largest settlement in Boston still in the remains of a baseball stadium? Yeah, not, like I said, as I expected, not really the best DPS, which is why I really need to be using this as kind of like a secondary weapon or getting enemies up against the wall. Yeah, it is a very awkward and weird to use weapon, and I'm trying my best here, but I don't know. I mean, certainly, like I said, just try to use it as, like, teleport around, right? That will certainly be a good showcase of that aspect of it, even if it's not quite the damage-dealing parts. Well, anyway, yeah, it's like, but in general, it's, I don't know. It just seems like it wouldn't be... Ooh, Hemorrhage. I could try to use Hemorrhage. Knock enemies away and then hit them with the... Yeah, what the plan will be knock enemies away. Oh, man, I think I'm going to have to use, like, a potion charge right now. The slowness of these weapons and kind of the lack of shield is kind of messing me up right now. But yes, what was I saying here? Let's use a potion charge, and... Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it would be super easy to try and get rid of zombies. I mean, even if we're talking about, like, zombies that are not just going to die from, say, starvation after people just stay in their houses for a couple weeks or something. You know, we're already talking about shambling corpses. It generally doesn't work like that. You would think that the ability to just... They attack on sight. Like, just get a couple of them out occasionally from the horde and then run away. It's like they don't have any concept of... They don't have any concept of, like, being able to... Yeah, you do get, like, the stun there, too. I do think this might be a very good combination now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I didn't even think about this, like, when I was starting, but it might be way better than I thought. Although I am going to have to make sure that I have something to deal with the smaller fries around here. Death Orb is going to do me good for right now, but we'll see in the future. Of course, this is all just me bellyaching about a lot of the post-apocalyptic type of fiction as it exists anyway. Also, speaking of which, I haven't been watching any sort of playthrough of The Last of Us game. Don't really know anything about it. I know people are mad at it, but whatever. It's, if anything, it sounded like it was because it was kind of a bad revenge plot, which sounds like that kind of made made up for a big part of the story. Gotta pay attention to when the Javelin is out here or not. And it's like, I hope people are starting to turn on revenge stories in the same way that I did years ago. I don't like revenge stories. Make your character seem petty. And, you know, as if they're just going to literally kill a person for a single moment of catharsis. But at the same time, it's like, you still see it so much. So much. I guess it's like, you know, it can... Yeah. It depends on what sort of story you're telling. It's like, is it supposed to be a very serious, dramatic story? That's when you got a problem. Is it supposed to be kind of like a light action-adventure type of thing? That can be a little bit more something. You know, when you gotta kill, like, the 4 kings or whatever. That can be a little bit more acceptable, but, I mean, I don't know. There's so many times that I see that it's just like, no, you're supposed to be so invested in the dramatic revenge story of Billy Joe Bob. And I'm like, I don't care. Well. But again, I don't know anything about that game. So, yeah. Alright, well, this is actually working out okay so far, but the fact that I'm already down 1 potion charge does kind of worry me a little bit. So that is going to have to be something that I kind of start to work around over the course of this run, making sure that I'm not taking too much damage. Did end up taking Necromancy, because I was thinking that, hey, now that that's been changed, even though that's been changed up to only being 50% of health, maybe I can still get a good amount of usage out of it. It still has... I mean, if I'm taking enough damage, then healing up to 50% is still going to be good. And the Necromancy heal is still as good as ever. But I guess, like, you know, especially if I'm using this still. But, you know, especially with survival, there's always that worry of dying to malaise rather than any sort of... shovel again. Dying to malaise more than the just pure damage by itself. But, did I stop teleporting? I don't know. Yeah. Probably not like the best usage of that, but it certainly worked out pretty well. Oh, and I guess Death Orb did actually do what I needed to there. Should have committed to that one area. But well, first off, I don't want to die, period. That's always a thing. But also, it's like, I don't want to die when I got this good hemorrhage type of build going on. I like the style here, and I want to try to make this work as best I can. Because I do think there's good potential for... No? Yes? All right, I do think there's good potential for a run coming out of this. You know, hitting enemies away, because it's like knockback. I've talked before about, oh boy. No. Yes. I've talked before about how, like, knockback has never really been a great mechanic in Dead Cells. It's been something that's been introduced way back And certainly Motion Twin has tried to do stuff with it, but I think ultimately it's like it never felt like it was very good. Spartan Sandals maybe after a very long time being the one exception to it now that it works on bosses and everything, but even then, I don't know. So like actually trying to use that part of the War Javelin, I don't know. I'm interested. I think it'll be more interesting than just trying to like get damage out of it, which does not seem to be like a very good idea, I'm gonna say right now. Actually, that's probably the one that I wanted to get hit anyway. Teleporting around also gives me some... I mean, not only is there knockback, it's like when enemies get stunned, I can also teleport behind them and start to do some stuff, sort of like a very weird, janky phaser. I don't know, I think that especially here, because the Hemorrhage's big problem is that it is slow. It is a quite slow weapon, and that can be extremely, extremely detrimental in a game like Dead Cells. So having such a good opener that doesn't require, say, like stunning from a shield or something like that, getting a parry off of that, it's like there might be something here. Certainly it's been working pretty well so far. You get that little bit of stun time, you get that pushback, you get that extra teleport when enemies come out of the stun. Yeah, this is not too bad at all. Now, if I can just get that, like, extra, in fact, I should probably go back to the shop and see if I can find a new version of this. But, like, yeah, if I can get, like, the poisons enemies as it hits them, or sets, or poisons or bleeds enemies, really. It's like, that would be the thing that I would, like, think would really work out pretty effectively for this weapon. Just setting up the critical as I need it right now. Oh boy. You know what? That's actually probably what I wanted to get hit, even though I thought it was going to go for the... Okay. I can get him up against the wall here. Get that good stun. Okay. Careful. Of course, the stun only goes so far, especially against elites like this. Poison has no effect. Good. Because spinners do reflect projectiles. Well, they don't reflect projectiles, but they deflect projectiles, which would be very bad in a run based around Hemorrhage like this one. Well, partially based around Hemorrhage. And also even based around the War Javelin, because as far as I know, it would also deflect the War Javelin, which would be bad. And yeah. No, this is like a gimmicky run. I do think this is a gimmicky run, but unlike, say, the Thunder Shield one that I did earlier, it has a much better chance of success. Although I still would like to eventually revisit the Thunder Shield one, because I do think that there is some... there's still some good ideas there, especially using, like, man, that was really close. Especially trying to utilize, like, the parting gift, which could be even doubly effective in that sort of build. I suppose we'll save that for another time. Like I said, that episode lasted like 3 hours by the end of it, with me trying to just experiment around, figuring out some sort of build that worked, and then usually dying before I even got into the next area. Not quite what I wanted to get hit, but close enough. It's a pretty cool type of build, but again, I don't really want to be trying to, like, kill every single enemy here. I'm just trying to get used to the... Yes, nice! That's 3 in a row! Jackpot, baby. That's a lot of extra stats. And if I'm kind of unsure about how this run is working, having a lot of extra stats does a good amount to put me at ease. Good. Kind of getting excited for this run. I think there's like some different gameplay going on here. There's some surprising amount of luck. This could be quite good. Or it could all fall apart in the second half. Who knows? I do think that, you know, especially working with a survival run, having a shield is just so nice, and it does so much for you. That little bit of invincibility, the parrying that you can get, especially if you have played 1,000 hours of this game and you know exactly how every single enemy is going to react to every single thing you do. It's like it makes it so that something... Yeah, not quite. It makes it so that something like a shield is quite effective. Though I can't say that this is entirely ineffective. I suppose we'll just see over the course of this run. As it is, though, I think the next thing I'm probably going to be picking up is acceptance, to make sure that I don't have a poorly timed curse and have this house of cards come crashing down. I still do want to make sure that I have full potion charges, too. Just, you know, that's always pretty good. Let's take a look. Acceptance. Let's go. Acceptance and alienation is just, as much as I don't really want to continuously use it all the time, it's something that I just can't get away from because it's so good. And curses are annoying and bad, and you really don't want to deal with him, but the benefits, man. The benefits are manifold. So what can I say? Can't get away from it even if you want to. I just keep pulling you back in. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Even though I was saying that it's like I don't really want to be fighting everything that I possibly can, doesn't necessarily mean that I should not be fighting. Ooh, I should have actually taken the... Should have taken tactics, I guess. For some reason, I thought I had more tactics than I did survival, and yet that is clearly not the case. Oh well, the next time that I have a assassin scroll appear, I know what I'm going to be doing. As it is, now I have over 20,000 gold, so it should be totally fine getting right into the shop and healing that all up. 12 survival right now. I mean, in the most recent update, I'm still not entirely sure like what good stats look like, because it is very different. Okay, a little bit too far there, but not a bad thing at all. When hey, I'd rather have it too far than not far enough when it comes to hitting enemies around. That's just the truth of the matter. Okay. Still got to make sure that I'm not going to die to curses. And I might have to switch out for the alienation acceptance combo if worse comes to worse. And as you know, this is 5-cell mode, so worse quite often comes to worse. In fact, I would say more often than not, worse does in fact come to worse. Especially now that I don't have quite the same combinations of wacky mutations that I usually like taking with survival. Even though I am technically taking it right now, obviously, how did that destroy? Well, that's not good. I guess I'll check it out. Got anything good? No. That's bad. That is quite bad. You're not really supposed to be able to destroy those things that easily. At least that's what I thought. Oh well, it shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem as long as always, you just play it careful. Don't even have alienation to try to have this heal me up or anything right now, which is the worst part about this. Throw an axe. I didn't even think about that, but it's like, yeah, throw an axe, teleport behind him, throw another axe. Go full on JoJo reference. Go full on JoJo. That's a pretty cool move. Is it ever going to actually be useful? That I doubt. It is a pretty cool move, though. All right. Then I was going to get cursed here anyway. Well, speaking of knockback and its sort of situational usages, that'd be something, but I'm not going to take that. It would be an interesting build to go Spartan Sandals plus War Javelin, but it is nowhere even remotely close to a good move. Like, I wouldn't do that. And I'm not going to do that. Ah. The thing that makes me more frustrated than anything else right now is the way that... Ah, there we go. And... There we go. The thing that makes me more frustrated than anything else right now is the fact that I could be done with this curse right now if I didn't just, for no reason, die. Or die. If I didn't, for no reason, die that door. Kill that door. Boy, words are hard right now. That was kind of fun, but I don't know. Oh, by the way, I suppose, as always, this is always the part of the showcase that I always forget to say. You get the War Javelin by going into the cavern, and at the very end of the cavern, right before you go into the Guardian's Haven, where you fight the giant, you do a little bit of a parkour section, and you're able to get the blueprint there. It's not a very difficult one to get. It is one of those consistent blueprints that all you need to do is be able to get into the cavern and deal with kind of a difficult platforming section to get to. But, I mean, like I said, I think up until right now, it's not like it was particularly worth it. Mostly just get it for completion's sake. I'm kind of getting sold on it because the teleportation is a pretty fun mechanic, even though I'm finding it pretty situationally useful. I don't know. I mean, as you can see, I am... Starting in the very first area, it was sort of questionable. Here, I think it's... Here, I think I'm kind of getting used to it a lot more, and it's becoming better? I don't know. I think it's still... Really do like how this run is going. It's not the smoothest run that I've ever had, but I'm having a lot of fun with this sort of mechanic, if nothing else. Throw, teleport, throw. It's goofy. Yeah, almost got me there. And then, like, you would teleport and go around. Yeah, there's some tech here. Oh, 4 in a row. Oh, man. Like 3 in a row was already way more than I was expecting. 4 in a row is like, it's supposed to be a flat 20% chance that you get a, it's supposed to be like a flat 20% chance that you get a, oh, that was kind of close. A challenge rift in any one area that you go to. So to get it 4 times in a row is some pretty amazing luck. I'm gonna say right now. Yeah? Okay. I do still miss having the double War Javelin, or having like extra ammo on it too. I don't think this is affected. Ammo mutation does not apply. Yeah. As I expected, but I just want to make absolutely sure anyway. I want to go get the 4 extra enemies killed to get the 60 kill door before I even go into the challenge rift, though. I'm trying to save that for that just because I am, of course... Oh, there's another curse chest. Well... go get it, I suppose. Extra curse chests? Oh boy, I better not lose this run. Of course, that's the curse of curses. That's just how it goes. Oh boy. Well, here's the thing. I do have the Giant's Whistle. The great thing about the Giant's Whistle is that it is basically a delete enemy move every what, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. And that's great. But it's worth hanging. It's worth waiting around just to make sure that I don't die here. I got a pretty nice run happening. I would really love to not lose. Yeah? Okay. Just go Death Orb. Make sure that I take those out quickly. Do that. Okay. Come on now. Just like right on the edge the entire time. Once again, Death Orb will make short work of any one of the Death Spitters. I am Very stressed out right now. But hey, there's 60 kills, and there we go. That's why I want. This sort of thing is explicitly why I took the acceptance mutation. I mean, I would have had like 30 curse to take care of otherwise if I didn't do that. Okay, so scroll fragment down there, not going to be a big deal to go get, but obviously, yeah, this is the point in time where I go and get this. And not a bad necklace. I'm going to keep the 2 stats, though. I think that's going to be a bit more effective compared to what I'm using right now. Almost 20, going after the first area. I mean, this is like old Dead Cells in the way it's working right now. And as it is, like I said, how good is this in your average run? I don't know, but I like the wacky shenanigans that I'm doing right now. I'm finding that pretty fun comparatively. Can I roll into here? No. I thought I might have been able to make it, but thankfully that didn't actually take out as much damage as I thought anyway. And frankly, if I wasn't worried about how this run was going, I would show you that you can definitely get in there. It's just I didn't. It is definitely possible. I have done it many a time. How did I miss getting that? I definitely went through this area. Well, anyway, comparatively, I still think that I'm going to go for each of the various items around here, make absolutely sure that... Yeah. Make absolutely sure that I get as much money as possible, and then peace on out. Because I am feeling kind of like I might want to... go and get another potion charge soon enough. I'm just going to lay that out on the table right now. It does seem like, with the way I've been playing, that making sure that I stay as healed up as possible, even if it's through buying a bunch of potions, is a good idea. Is something that I will not regret in the future. Although I should also probably check to see if I can't find a few, maybe an upgrade for the... End up finding like an upgrade for the War Javelin in one of the shops around here too. There's certainly plenty of them here. I can check them all out and see what's happening, what's crack-a-lackin'. And not quite. No. And no. Yeah, the inability to just... I'm still doing the whole thing where I'm turning off all of the items from a specific category, but that doesn't really make as much of a difference anymore now, does it? Maybe I'll just try, like, re-rolling once. Anything... I mean, maybe I should take, like, a Crusher if I got some good affixes on there, but as of right now, I'm not really seeing anything all that important. Ah, well. First boss. Chose a nice easy one, and it will also get me back down to 0 malaise. Might have to use a potion charge, but hey, I already was saying that it's like, I have that's kind of already planned as part of how the run is going right now. You know what? Sure. Death Orb is like an OG from the very first area. I don't really need to be carrying that around everywhere after all. Lurk Shock is still pretty good and still does pretty good damage to a huge area. So I'd say that this is going to be a good choice regardless. Yeah, I mean, certainly against, like, if I was obviously going up against, say, the Conjunctivius, that would be a different story. But I am not. Love that combo. Should also make it super trivial to get like a perfect kill up against the Concierge, as long as I don't completely screw this up. We don't completely wang this one. Will he completely wang this one? Tune in to find out. Tune in to this show that you're watching right now to find out. There. Look at that stun there, too. Okay, I did not completely wang this one. Oh, more shovels. A lot of shovels in this run. I guess I can't complain. It's not a bad item or anything, but not really something that I need right now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for more of an easy run this time. Just cause, I don't know, oh, Rhythm and Bazooki, you say? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Is it necessarily better? I like how Hemorrhage is going a lot, though. But it is clearly, like, way more powerful. Yeah, but Hemorrhage has good synergy with the item du jour, so I think I'm gonna just stick with that for right now. Like, the weird combination that I got going on here is fun and effective, so I don't wanna mess with success, you know? And I don't think anybody's going to blame me for that. And if you do, well, I don't know what to say. Sorry, I guess. I guess those, you know, that's something, this is technically a, I was a little bit close. Oh, okay, well, that was even closer because I got hit. Yeah, I'm planning to get a potion charge anyway, whatever. But what was I saying here? I got a potion charge there, that's what I was saying. Good. Back up to full health, back up to no malaise, full potion charges. Still using a very early version of the War Javelin. Of course, I don't really think that, I think that this item is a lot like how you, at least in the way that I'm using it right now, this item is a lot more like Wave of Denial than a traditional type of weapon where you're not planning to use it for the... Well, you're not planning to use it for its... Okay. Damage, you're planning to use it for its utility. Yes, what I was saying is I wasn't sure if the War Javelin would be deflected by the Weirded Warriors, but it clearly is. Although they don't really go super hard onto it. Like, they don't focus a lot on trying to make sure that you... that you can't hit them with the War Javelin, because, you know, compared to a lot of the more traditional tactics-based weaponry, I am hitting the Weirded Warriors a lot more consistently. Okay, sure. It could just be because it takes so long to even attack with this thing, you know, being a survival weapon, that's because they get into their attack animation first, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. If you said that, and I have no idea if that was the case or not, you're probably correct. And after all, I do address everybody in the audience as if I'm, like, presenting this to an auditorium. And that includes people heckling me? Why is that? Mysteries that I don't think we're ever going to have a concrete answer to. Why do I pretend like why do I have a chat inside of my mind that is always heckling me about the things I do? Yeah, it takes a specific type of person to want to become a streamer or like a LP type of guy or whatever, I suppose is the only answer I can possibly give. I got Dr. Frankenfurter up here. Always presenting to an audience. Oh boy. That actually worked out pretty good. Although I didn't realize you could cancel out of I didn't realize that you could cancel out of the telluric shock like that, though. I guess as soon as you jump up, you can actually stop it, which is interesting. Is that ever going to come up for anything? I don't know. But hey, if you can figure out something, let me know. Nope. Just going to get me cursed otherwise. This is a no-curse household, young man. Not gonna deal with that right now. Like I said, good run. Certainly this area where you are hitting enemies around a lot is pretty good playground for the War Javelin. I'll say that right now. Gah. Yeah, it's not like an instant sort of thing. The War Javelin does actually have to like get into something to use it, because I was trying to mash it there to get out of getting hit by that cannonball. Clearly not the way you want to use this weapon comparatively. Okay, couple scrolls, a fragment, looking good. Still, as the run is going right now, it's fine. I can take a cannonball to the chin and come out totally fine for it. Which, as always, I am not, nor am I ever going to argue about. Good. And got a scroll fragment up there. That should be pretty much... Come on, get up here. Get it. Oh, or you died, I guess. I don't know. And like I said, I want to go kind of an easier route. But instead of going to the Sepulchre, I'll go to the Clock Tower because, you know, the Clock Towers, it's a thing. It's a thing that I don't go to a lot, basically. What do you got? Scythe Claw, which is surprisingly cheap right now. Rhythm and Bazooki. That legendary Rhythm and Bazooki could have been pretty... I just wanted to do the full combo there. That legendary Rhythm and Bazooki could have been pretty good, but I don't know. I think that... just the weird way that this combo is working right now, I'm enjoying a lot more. It might be more effective technically, but it's not more fun. It's not more appropriate for the run that I'm supposed to be doing. It would just be a better survival run, I think, is kind of the way that I would put it. Wow, that was a big teleport. To be honest, a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. And punch him. Ah, damn it, I said it again. Yeah, I said it again. Yeah, if you want to play around, that's fine. The instant teleportation also works out in my favor, much in the same way that it's working out in the anime's favor, too. Turnabout is fair play. Yeah, well, if that was colorless, yes. Especially because I do have some poison synergy here. Poison and bleed is kind of the thing that I would be looking for right now. Hemorrhage working out pretty well for that. But it's like, if I could get, you know, that on the Giant Whistle, that on the Telluric Shock. I don't know if I really want to be spending money trying to get that on the Telluric Shock right now, but it would be something to think about. Although from what I understand, the latest update has made it so you can only get 2 different damage increasing affixes on any individual item. Which means that getting that on the Telluric Shock would be kind of a tough ask. I suppose I don't really need the curse anymore now, do I? Still continue to take dead inside. Let's say disengagement, and then let's say... well, I don't know. Like something for its survival. I don't really have anything that does frozen, slowed, stuns, anything like that. Extended healing, maybe? Plus 48% damage. It's... worst comes to worst, I'll get a really huge damage boost out of it. And obviously the extra healing is good. I don't know. Let's see. If it is very bad, I will switch back to Necromancy. I think that's kind of a better idea. Now, that Swarm sold it pretty quickly, but thinking about it right now, it did have, like, inflammable oil synergy and oil on enemies. Probably should have kept that one. Like I said, though, there's that feeling of you don't want to mess with success. Bam. All right. I think I'll be fine. And yeah, no giant ability this time. Not that I think I would fight the giant in this circumstance exactly. It's such a... okay, come on. It is such a weird run. I don't think it's one that would be very effective going up against that guy. Potentially. Maybe it would be way more effective than I thought. But I suppose I'm not going to be able to find out now, am I? Because how exactly would I be able to get... If I tried to get my Javelin back, I would end up in Lolva, right? Because that's kind of what's surrounding the entire arena for the Giants fight. And it's not like I can really control how far the Javelin goes. Then it's like, whoops, you tried to pick it up at the wrong time. Teleport into Lolva. Bam, bam. Actually doing a pretty good amount of damage just by itself, the War Javelin. Of course, that's because of the huge amount of stats that I got this run, too. That it's pretty undeniable that it's like I got a very powerful run going. Yeah, that should also be a pretty effective way to take out those guys, too. All right. Give me an upgrade for my Javelin. No, that's the War Spear, which for some reason does not actually have any sort of synergy with the War Javelin. You would think it would. But that's not... there we go. That's not really the sort... Dead Cells has never really done that sort of thing, whether it's a Hayabusa Gauntlets, Hayabusa Boots, this War Javelin, etc., Blood Shield, Blood Sword. All your obvious sort of combinations do not have synergies. Still wonder if someday we might get that, but I also think that's pretty unlikely if they haven't put it in at this point. I mean, how many updates are we into this game? This is the 14th one now? Yeah. Oh, well, that's a lot more damage coming from the War Javelin. Also, poison, good. Inflammable oil, burn when they die. It's not bad, but I don't really have anything that can work off of that. That's just going to be the damage that you get from, well, lighting enemies on fire that are oiled up. Which can still be a good source of damage, but if you have the ability to create that synergy, usually what this is going to be... yeah, you know what, I'm happy just taking that on the chin just because I don't know how else I would have gotten out of that. There's some bleed synergy. Yeah, well, I suppose bleed synergy. I already have the hemorrhage. Does that really matter? Does bleed synergy really matter when you have the hemorrhage? No, I saw you there. Despite the fact that I normally can't see invisible enemies. As established. Okay. No curse chest here. Maybe there is one that could possibly appear, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right, not too much left to go. I think this is like a good 75-80% of this place explored, so shouldn't be too worried about missing anything, especially after I get up to the top of this tower. Really does hit enemies pretty far, doesn't it? Even though I don't think too much of knockback, it is kind of helpful here, I got to admit. Well, what do I even want now that I got the... maybe another hemorrhage, I suppose. Because it's not like it necessarily needs to be survival scaling to... Nope. Not that it necessarily needs to be a colorless version to be survival scaling. Hemorrhage is just naturally survival scaling. It's a pretty slow weapon. Makes sense. Still, if I could get an upgrade for it, maybe I should just go look for that. I already got this one. This one is not like necessarily better than the one I have. No. And, I mean, Giant Killer is always a pretty safe bet, but that's not. Like I said, the entire reason behind taking Hemorrhage right now is because it synergizes so well with the current build that I got. The knocking away, the stunning, everything like that sets them up for getting hit by that oh so easily. Almost got 30. This is one of those might get up to 40 levels of runs if things go right. Or for the enemies, things go horribly wrong. Why'd I say it like that? I don't know. I just want to be overly dramatic, I suppose. What do you got? Wolf Trap would probably be a pretty effective extra source of damage. Death Orb, also still pretty good. I still have Poison Synergy from the admittedly pretty early version of the Giant Whistle. Might be worth dumping that for something else. Swarm's not that great. Wolf Trap I would like to kind of try out. I don't know. With like the slow weapons I got, the DPS increase isn't going to be that good. Am I gonna get cursed taking this? No. Okay. Just like, wait, let me look at my mutations real quick. Don't want to have that be the run ender, which would be quite embarrassing. I don't know. Telluric Shock's good, though. Telluric Shock has been doing a good job for me. All right. Telluric Shock has been doing a good job for me, but it's like I could probably... I'm going to take the Wolf Trap. I don't know if this is the right decision, but it is the decision that I am making. Yeah. Guess there's not much else I can say now, is there? And then anything else? No. All right. This can be a pretty tough fight with survival, so I hope it won't be. Worst comes to worst, I do have disengagement. Best comes to best, I will get out of this without a scratch, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, teleport to the thing. I mean, I know they prevent you from doing that for speedrun reasons, but still. Some good damage. All right. It's not bad. Yeah. Well, so much for not getting hit there, but... Okay. Could be better. Not terrible, though. This is, of course, partially because I do have such huge stats. There are some big boy, big stats going on right now, and I can't deny that. Scythe Claw, fun stuff, but, you know, not the run. Like, literally could not take that without compromising the whole of what it is to be a War Javelin showcase. All right, well, no perfect fight. But, hey, if there's always going to be a food shop in the final area now, I can also just take a potion charge and maybe have that be good right now. I think I'm going to wait until I really need to, basically. The moment that it's required to get the moment that it is required to get my potion out, I will use it, but not until then. It's a very moderate, a 4% upgrade. Yeah, no, that ain't too much. Ain't gonna worry too much about that. Yeah. I don't have a shield, so that would be very bad if I got hit by that dude. Shouldn't need to tell you that, though. Oh, come on now. Fine, how about this, then? Right into the spikes, too. Fun stuff. All right. Well, this should be an easy 3 key, and then get maybe like up to 35 plus stats. It's a good amount of stats. It is a good amount of stats. And then, yeah, we're not doing Extinctionist run here again, so I don't need to go around. Can't get rid of the zombies. You just can't get rid of zombies. It's impossible. You know, it's like in the same way that if a bunch of, like, I don't know, coyotes or something surrounded you. You can't defeat all those coyotes. You might as well die. Oh, right through the wall, eh? And again, will not get killed by taking that. The teleportation around here is actually probably going to be pretty useful because I do not want to stick around in these groups of enemies for very long. Boy, do I not. All right. Number 2. And then one more, and I should be looking good for, I don't like this at all. I'm really worried more than anything else about dying to one of the Guardian Knights, just because, well, of course the Guardian Knights are pretty, they deal a lot of damage if they get you caught up in their rhythm. I will be protected by the fact that I do have the, well, by projectile. It was good knowing you. I will be protected by the fact that I do have a disengagement on, but you know, that's still, I don't want to get in that position if I can avoid it anyway. Normally with this sort of run you would have a shield and then it wouldn't be all that big of a deal, but not so much the case here. Purposely going sans shield. No, and then I'm going to teleport away because bye. Well, not into the spikes. What am I even doing? Fine, how about that then? Kind of surprised you can even do that in the first place. Well, hey, teleportation doesn't... This sort of form of teleportation does not have the same... goes by first-person shooter rules, where you can just telefrag yourself, I suppose. As much as you might not want to. Whatever sort of technology this thing is powered by is not very good. Only does so much. Alright, let's see if I can piece on out of here, and we'll see how it goes with the Hand of the King. Hand of the King does block shots. This is a known deal. Yeah, by the way, I was saying, it's like, oh, I should check to see if I can get an upgrade for Hemorrhage. I turned off all the other ranged items for this run. I can't do that. That's like literally impossible. The only way I could possibly seen Hemorrhage is by getting it through a legendary item, which is what happened. That's what I wanted to get rid of. Thank you. And that'll do. You can really teleport a pretty far length away, can't you? I should be taking advantage of that more, but I don't know how. And good, and good. Yeah. I mean, obviously, hitting enemies against the wall is a good way to get a little bit of extra damage on there. That is an important thing to remember. This looks like the... This looks like the end, then, I believe? Can only hope. Can only hope because of the sort of precarious situation that I'm putting myself in right now. Okay, and then right into the wall. Perfect. That's the way you want to do that combo now, isn't it? Anything else of interest? No. Should get me... the amount of items in here, though, should get me up to enough money to afford a potion charge in the next area, and then a pretty easy win. Like, I didn't think that this was going to go so well. It is partially because of the amount of stats... Oh, no, I'm missing one of the scrolls. It is partially because of the amount of stats I've gotten. I can't discount that, but it is also, like, just going pretty good. Like, it's... This sort of combination is effective. Good. Good 2. Ah. Almost got me, but good 3. Where's this scroll? And then I could search around for more and see if there's like another stat to get. I would rather just piece on out of here and not worry too much about it. The stats are fine. They're going just fine. I don't need to put myself in extra danger just for the sake of maybe getting a slight advantage in the next area. I already have more than enough as it exists right now. All right, let's see how this goes. Obviously, teleporting is not going to be a good idea because of the spike pits around here. But as long as I don't accidentally do that, I should be fine. Keyword should. Well, here, let's just start out with this. Why did I do that? I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I just said, shouldn't do that, and then I just did it. And I was like, nah, but I'm gonna do it though. You know what would be way more fun? If I did it. He just took that thing like a champ, didn't he? Yeah, well, whatever. The damage is fine, like I said. Yeah, there are obviously some places that work better than others when it comes to really getting the most out of this weapon. Good. Hey, it's very effective at taking out the banners, if nothing else. Oh, yeah, take them down. I said fine, take them down like that then. I was trying to teleport to the War Javelin right there, but it was not working. Can't activate that thing during cutscenes, which you shouldn't be able to activate that thing during cutscenes, but it's also good to know that you can't, as always. All right, not quite a perfect fight. Still, like, we're still looking real good, I'm going to say right now. This is a run that even in spite of not having, like, the classic version of necromancy and everything, and having, I don't know, weapons that I don't use too often. Certainly the Giant's Whistle is one of them, Wolf Trap, same thing, but War Javelin and Hemorrhage, I do like Hemorrhage, but I don't tend to take it very often because it doesn't synergize well with other items. All right, there's that was so far away. I thought I was going to teleport into the abyss. That did not happen. Could have happened, though. Just saying that it is not beyond possibility. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. God! These guys still aren't supposed to be run enders, but they do get pretty close. Now, don't get out of here. There. Oh, man. They're not supposed to be run enders. I can still get pretty close, though. Do not just wantonly teleport to your War Javelin, because that, in this area, might literally end. I mean, it shouldn't, I don't think it, I thought that it didn't work unless, you know, it was stuck in a wall, but I don't think that's actually the case. I think that you can, it just takes a second to teleport to it. So yeah, just try not to accidentally use that and lead into a very bad position for myself. Would not be difficult to do at all now, would it? And certainly I have died to that sort of thing before, and I would really like to not have that happen once again. All right. Let's keep moving on. Just keep keeping on. Looking for the food shop, obviously, is kind of like #1 priority. But aside from that, I mean, obviously making any sort of progress in this area, #2 priority. Even though I guess I don't technically need the food shop all that much, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. But I'd still like to kind of get that out of the way if I possibly can. Not have to worry too much about it being an issue. An issue. There we are. There we go. I mean, I'll say this. Compared to the phaser, I do think the War Javelin is a lot more interesting just in general, and I'm liking that aspect of it. It is a fun weapon to use. I'm going to say, I don't know if I'm going to be using it like a tremendously huge amount past this point or anything. I hate that so much. Like, I don't know. I'm alive. You can really get some distance with this thing, though. Keep that in mind. I designed this round to explain in due time. Hey, all I know. really get some distance with this. And this is the lore area. You can always tell because the generation gets wonky. And what else we got? I mean, Crusher could actually be pretty good. As we saw before, it's a good item. It is unquestionably a good item. But I don't know if it's necessarily better than just having like a nice wolf trap right now. As it is, I'm feeling pretty confident. I know that I definitely do not want to accidentally use my War Javelin right now. As I think that would send me... let's just see. No, it just says out of ammo, which means that it probably went into the abyss. Which is fine. I don't know. I was just thinking, if it teleported me across the entire map, that could be fun. Good idea? No. But fun. No, it would be a very bad idea. I'm glad that landed me there. Okay. This is probably Amalvaro's tower. And then I'm going to just say probably get a solid win here. It would have to go very, very wrong, which is not unheard of in Dead Cells. Keep that in mind. I designed this. Yeah, we already did that. But it's like, all things considered, I think I am looking pretty good. Anything else? Assassin Scroll, which is nice. I shouldn't even have teleported through that electrical wire, which I guess is a wire made of electricity. Not usually how you think of it. Oh boy. Oh, that was Explorer's Instinct. I thought that was going to be the Elite Slammer, which, to be honest, I kind of like that Elite Slammer to try and attack me right now if I could. No? No? No. Okay, that's fine, I suppose. Because if I could take it out right now, it's kind of hard to take it out inside of the tower comparatively. Thank you. Exactly what I need you to do, Giant. You're really coming through for me, which is good because I did spare you this run. Not in future runs, but for this run, you are spared. All right. No. Yes. And there's that combination that I was looking for right there. Although I still got hit anyway, like hitting him away in that way was the sort of thing, the exact sort of thing that I'm looking for when it comes to using this Javelin. That's stun time too, even though from what I remember, slammers shouldn't be able to get stunned. Whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. I guess they don't get stunned. They have like some sort of ability to not get stunned. Maybe it's like not get staggered, breached. Whatever, as long as I'm not getting attacked by that. Yep. All right, it's working out less and less good over time. That's fine. I have 4 potion charges. Gah. Gah. This is the worst. I have 4 potion charges, and I'm still actually healing up quite a bit right now, so that's good for me. Get that book right out of your hands. Yeah, told you it's kind of hard to fight here now, isn't it? Nope, that's not the enemy I wanted you to kill. Oh well. Here, we get to see the librarian go right there and done. That's always a fun bit. Let's finish this up. Easy as pie. Easy money. Have some of my coffee that I've had sitting over here the entire time. I don't know, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be dying to anything embarrassing right now. And I don't really think I need to get rid of anything. I like the mutations I got. And as it is, I didn't really die to anything embarrassing. Didn't get, like, huge blowout stats. Got pretty good stats, though. Could have been a little bit better in that department, but not going to worry too much about it, let's just say that. Okay. Let's keep going. The damage is pretty all right here. Could I teleport to a previous area if I use the Javelin? Probably not. That's probably not a thing that... Oh, I totally can. Hey, this is the easiest section to teleport back to, so... Oh, no! I think I dodged that one. Okay, well, that was... Don't do that, kids! What the hell, even? You could totally get soft locked to doing that by doing it in the final phase, because he doesn't switch areas past that point. This should actually be the last bit, if I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely wrong about that. I feel like I should just get soft locked for just for fun, basically. But no, it's like that's... I shouldn't do that just for a lark. No. No, I wouldn't do that. That's... No, I'm not going to do that. But it would be pretty funny. No, don't do that. I'm just saying, I would have a good laugh. Oh, teleported right into him there. Maybe not the best idea. Oh, well. I'll just finish him off like this, why not? Ah, not into the spikes.